shedding?
Ain't nothing but trouble looking here.
Mayhap dreams will bring the heavens aspect. My
I'll gut you and
patience
feed
has
you
its
your
limits.
entrails.
Time to be heading home. I can't go on like this.
Ain't nothing but trouble looking here.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest. I'll take anything.
Would that I could spend all day
Can't work as late as I used to anymore.
Mayhap I'll seek out
Well
the
met,
town
sir.
Greetings. Welcome to the Guild Hall. Here, we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. If there is aught I may assist you with, simply say the word. Forgive me, but I'm afraid we are not accepting registration for warriors or sorcerers at this time. You see, as we currently have no archer staves or great swords on hand, we are unable to outfit new members. And we cannot simply purchase more, as the delivery of arms intended for the local armory and other guilds in this domain was plundered by goblins. So regrettably, I cannot assist you, unless you were to procure a weapon yourself, that is. Let me see. What else can I tell you of our guild? Methinks Roderick will be able to tell you aught of the stolen shipment. He runs the local armory, and we purchase almost all of our stock from him. May fortune smile upon you, sir.
Whence might we procure such a thing?
Oi, you there. Your presence is requested at the tavern this evening.
How might I be of service?
This really is fine craftsmanship.
Hoi, friend. Klaus sent word that you've agreed to rescue some of my pilfered equipment. I'd be grateful for aught you can reclaim, truly. Fair warning. Goblins are behind these ox cart raids, I've since learned. No doubt they're hoarding the stolen arms in their den. From the tell of it, their lair lies somewhere along the western road. Pray do be careful. If aught were to go awry, 'twould weigh heavily on my heart. Losing my wares for good would make me sore, but no sack of gold could compare to a fellow life, eh?
Oh, yes? I possess no ill intent, I assure you. I merely wished for a closer look at these bows. Those of other races differ so in design from our own, you see. I cannot deny I am curious about them. That's all 'tis, mind, curiosity. I have no desire to actually own one of these contraptions myself. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one. It would be unseemly for an elf to aspire to such a thing. No matter how they fascinate me, it isn't to be.
The goblins... I hope you can reclaim aught from the fiends. 'Twould bring me peace of mind.
I cannot wait to put this new equipment.
These foreign bows do so intrigue me. But I should... You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. You have my gratitude. Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect. Such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. I suppose that comes from using different materials. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that I should marvel so at a bow not of elven make. I suppose I sought inspiration, for I confess I find myself rather lost. My aim has suffered of late, such that my wayward arrows simply will not strike true. The timing could not be more unwelcome, as my skill with a bow is to be put on trial anon. Forgive me. I should not expect you to know of our ways. I speak of the trial of archery, a time-honored elven custom. Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach maturity. Till we succeed, we are not considered to have come of age. I have been training most diligently, yet my skills ne'er seem to take shape. Indeed, I fear my aim has only worsened with each new failing. I grew so vexed with myself that I sought to learn a foreign form of archery rather than master my own people's. Thanks to you, I now have the means to do so, though I dare say I shan't make any headway on my own. Say, would you be willing to give me a demonstration? It might be just what I need to find my aim. Please, sir, you gifted me this bow. I only ask that you show me how to wield it. Many thanks. I'm indebted to you twofold. But this is no place to practice. Would you be so kind as to meet me by the ruins north of Trevo Mine? That's where I train, you see. I'll be able to concentrate on your display of bowmanship much better there. I do hope you'll join me. For now, I shall bid you farewell.
Feeling weary even after a day of rest.
I fear this trial is too much.
I hope this job plays out better than that.
Sooner be home.
Hi, sir. What I can do for you?
Is there a problem, sir?
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Them nobles do nothing but guzzle sweet drinks and ale.
Nothing doing, hooks. No one is
Sharp resist.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? What a delight.
Your Majesty. To call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
The rules are no good if you work yourself to death.
What delights might there be to find in town today?
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the Sovran, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. 'Twould be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
We have been charged with the felling of monsters. By combining our strengths, we shall overcome this trial as all others.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Oh, what does this say?
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
I'm glad to see you in such fine fettle, Arisen. You're even more impressive than when I last clapped eyes on you. I knew we'd not be long apart.
A troubling rumor has reached my ears, and methinks I ought to share it. 'Tis said there is an illness spawns can contract beyond the rift that inflicts unspeakable harm on those around them. As it progresses, the pawn gradually loses all self-control, and in time will even cease to heed the Arisen's commands.
Indeed. Well, we shall have to remain watchful, lest one of our company should start showing signs of this sickness.
We shall remain here.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Such quietude is a blessing. Let's take it easy today. My knees are acting up.
I've got to focus. My shift's only just begun.
As quiet as a milk. Such quietude is a blessing.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage.
have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Oh, the ruler, you say. Claim you to be arisen as well, then? I must applaud the audacity of spinning such a falsehood. Though the possibility certainly stands that the man currently residing in the palace is but a pretender. Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Disa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? Oh, to think such a place existed. Well, guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own. Aye, this should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
Well met. This here's the sanctuary of tipplers and merrymakers alike. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff?
Not half bad.
I'll go and open the chest.
Aye, sir. What I can do for you? What? You mean to say my Albert's a noble and has only been pretending to be a beggar? Earning a living in the slums isn't easy, but Albert and I, we promised each other we'd try our hardest to make ends meet. We've been working toward that all this time. And you're saying 'tis all a lie? I don't want to believe such madness, but nor can I deny that these garments are my husband's. Pray, tell me where you found them. I must see this for myself.
Interested in my wares? This is my moment. I mustn't falter.
Any loose coin about? Enough to make me rich?
Abilities. Go on, have a look.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug.
Not half. Interested in my wares? A few hours sleep, Walter. I'll be quite better. I wonder what rumors the morrow has in store.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel, but you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
That woman's taking advantage of us, she is. She knows full well we've nowhere else to turn.
Will he truly be all right?
Of course. No one had bothered dead on my knees.
I've got to crack a few skulls if you want to be told.
Always another errand to see to. Nice place for a picnic.
Haste makes waste, as they say.
I fear I've overstayed my welcome.
Shall we get some rest then?
I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful. Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
Would you mind coming over here?
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, Should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Pray, follow me.
Got to crack a few skulls if you want to be top any longer.
Anything could be lurking here.
Would taste twice as fine here. I'm too tired.
That's it! I've had enough! Clear off! And don't come back till you're ready to do business properly!
But I've got the coin, I swear it. I simply just...
Where is it then, eh? Bring the coin, all of it, or I'll call the sentinels on you again. Are we clear?
'Tis uncommon for a lad of his age to be unable to shop on his own.
Well met, sir. Forgive my presumption, but were you the one who gave my granddaughter that medicine in Melve? I thought so. She's not stopped talking of her adventure since she arrived home. You have my sincerest thanks for aiding her. That girl's always running off on some fool's errand or other, for all my chiding. Once she gets an idea under her bonnet, there's simply no talking her out of it. Now listen, 'tisn't much, but I'd fain offer you a discount on my wares. Pray, make good use of it, won't you?
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
It would allow us to save our strength. Assuming we're not attacked, that is.
Oh, 'tis you. You're a welcome sight. Forgive my boldness, but I've a small favor to ask of you. Would you be willing to lend me some gold? I swear you'll be repaid in full. A trinket in yon shop caught my eye. A small, ornate box of exceptional craftsmanship. Alas, 'twould seem I do not have the coin on hand to purchase it. I can certainly procure the gold later, but by then, the box might be gone. If you'd be kind enough to lend me the amount I need, I would repay every last coin. Yes? Is there aught I can do for you? Or could it be that you've reconsidered my request? Are you sure? Oh, many thanks. I shall repay you anon, you've my word.
Not you again! I thought I made myself quite clear.
Ah, but I've brought the gold this time. I assume that changes things.
Oh, well, if you've got the gold, then you're welcome to spend it. This is the one you've been eyeing, isn't it? Go on then, take it.
You're always such fun to talk to.
My thanks. I finally have what I came for, and worry not, you'll have your coin back in good time, I promise you.
He seems a young man of decent character. I believe his promise to repay you was a genuine one.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed. Tell is, there's been a shift in the chain of command.
What should I do?
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeard for them.
Let me get that.
What to do? What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all sorts. That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount of gold ore to purify it. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water. I was hoping you'd say that. Thanks ever so much. I'll help too. I'll look for gold ore every place I can think of. Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just one more time? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, the grown-ups are saying it's gotten worse. Now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough medicine to go round. I want to help them, but I'm not sure what I can do. Apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. What would we do without you? I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I can do.
Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients.
I am well aware of the particulars.
Couldn't hurt to rest my feet. Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done, aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving life in the slums.
Right you are.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
Yon path leads not to our destination. If you would prefer to explore, I shall guide you another time.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow.
Oh, on the hunt for the grimoire entitled Towering Earth, are you? One moment. Here it is. Towering Earth, the Forsaken Text. You may take it. I can cast no magics myself, after all. Left in my care, 'tis as a pearl before swine. Not to mention, I've already read it. With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, I believe I finally grasped the true nature of this place. 'Twas a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign of some generations past. In a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants, this sovereign attempted to consign our kingdom's histories to oblivion. Alas, 'twould seem that, no matter the age, the avarice of those in power is all but guaranteed. Yet 'tis clear it serves them not, almost laughably so. The sovereign's line ultimately fell to ruin, and now this library, so laboriously sealed, has been discovered. What can we learn from this? Those who make light of history are doomed to be crushed under its heel.
Let my magic...
Fine timing, sir. Fine timing indeed. I've need of your services, you see. My time in that tenebrous jail has only hastened the deterioration of my eyesight. I stare at the page, but the letters stubbornly refuse to take shape. Yet these old eyes might serve some use if only I could wear the spectacles I had specially made. Alas, they were confiscated at the time of my imprisonment. As I recall, prisoners' possessions are held within the palace storeroom. 'Tis a place to which few have lawful access, as I'm sure you can imagine. Though, as I hear it, masquerades are being held of late. Masquerades with a great many attendees, if you catch my meaning. Should you happen to enter the venue, mayhap you would find an opportunity to liberate my poor spectacles. What say you? Would you consider doing an old man a favor? I am in your debt. With those spectacles in hand, I might actually get through one of my tomes. Pray, infiltrate the venue and find the storeroom. You are my only hope.
Battle is best avoided here.
We ought to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If you've done this much for me, would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
True enough.
Thanks, sir.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
This grimoire is for sale near Miss Trisha's abode, according to the list. I have an idea of which shop she might have meant. Follow me, Master. I shall guide you to the location.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Oi there, friend. Care to help a fellow out? All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to lose? My thanks, sir. As to the matter at hand, it concerns my ox cart business. I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road, but now I feel prepared to start making trips to Melv again. Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but worry for the safety of the carts. That's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit, the Watchhead's wife, to be delivered to one Sir Leonard in Melv. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I was right to put my faith in you. Now, the carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat at the station to wait. And mind you don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise against trying any funny business. Each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see, in case it encounters any monsters out on the road. So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take the issue up with them. But enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard, then come find me when the job's done. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour and all. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
We need only deliver it to the intended recipient. last we've arrived. Delivery in hand.
We need only pass our burden into the hands that await it.
I quite agree.
I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
This ox cart's bound for...
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
There will be other opportunities to lead. For now, let us follow.
I'll sleep like a log tonight.
Time to be heading home.
I've got to focus. Shift's only just begun.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? Exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Well done.
Let my magics grant you an elemental dream.
All together now. The attack is won.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall. Well done, Master.
This ox cart's bound for
In every hence, pawns are treated with respect, as a matter of course here in Vermont, for their peerless loyalty to the Arisen. Not to mention, they are skilled combatants, willing to brave any foe or peril upon command. 'Tis clear their concept of life and death differs crucially from our own. No morsel can match their dedication.
This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here.
Efficiency is not...
If 'tis naught of import, pray hold your tongue. tent?
Time to be heading home.
Wearing armor all day feels like a punishment.
Chance to
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
I've got to focus. Shift only to the Surely I'm overdue.
Wonder if there's any
Methinks this can only be destroyed from the other side.
Nothing else for it, I suppose.
So stiff after a day.
Oh, could use a rest.
got to keep moving.
Still too early to set out.
Lost track of time.
Everyone's as tired as I am. Seems right.
I fear I must stray from the thread of our conversation to tell you. We could add a warrior to our ranks. What say you, Master?
None are more suited for battle in close quarters.
My bed calls and I shan't resist.
Polishing my armor can wait till the morning.
In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master? Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
Hold me, Master!
Where are you going?
Gentle scratch on my arm, that's all.
It's this way.
We have found a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
We are none of us alike in vocation.
Where are you going?
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
This ox cart's bound for... It's been a hard day.
I shall come at once, Arisen.
Mark Morning's not forgiven me for last night's scuffle.
I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
Reckon you can lose your fees, eh?
Do not test me. I shan't be bested with the likes of you. Must hold out. Someone comes.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen.
It's this way.
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. Perchance you'd like to see it.
Where the fighter? Their hills are deadly at close range.
We ought to proceed with caution.
Nicely done.
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
You dare!
My word!
Paths to victory are myriad indeed. That strategy never would have occurred to me.
Now that is a surprise.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
We ought to take a closer look.
What was that?
Let my magics grant you a mental boon.
That's what I'm talking about! It's this way. Cut that out.
Am I truly surprised? Not what I expected.
The day grows darker with our every step.
We shall have to rely on our other senses, as the darkness robs us of our sight.
I expected. Where's two of my equipment?
Should I get up to today?
I'll take the night one for the desert.
Goblins, Master!
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Fewer monsters are to be found on the main road, though carts travel only by the sun's light.
This is not my intent.
Where are you going?
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaning treasures round every corner.
Stuck to the passenger gun. Could use a rest.
Couldn't hurt to put my feet on it.
It's this way. Suppose I best earn my keep.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Now here's a welcome sight. As soon as my ship's done, I'm off to the tavern.
Methinks I'm under arrest.
Lots to do, and precious little time.
Methinks I'm under arrest.
My body's not forgive me for last night's scuffle.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
I'll gladly stay a while. I'm so weary, like winds on all sides.
Our soldiers need better training.
We'll pull through yet!
We should be able to move this boulder with our combined might.
Would anyone care to push?
Close courage can only take
Stand
so
strong!
Well fought, Arisen.
Let us not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues.
this way. This can't be out here.
It's pain me to give in.
It's right now.
Get what you want.
No!
In the end,
Huzzah!
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
I'm not agreeing to this. I'll not take that from you.
in every age, when the Arisen...
Apologies, but I can't offer you a ride, sir.
Not what I expected.
My bed calls, and I shan't resist. Off to work if I'm to put bread on the table. Suppose I best down my feet.
Phantoms! Let my magic be your weapon to the fury of the elements.
You're all out of luck.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
It's a dangerous thing, traveling after dark. Mayhap we could pass the night here.
Aught fell from the beast as it breathed its last. Such a magnificent tapestry of stars.
True enough.
I happen to understand, Elvish Master.
Well done! These fiends are only truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair. Just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? Caution is called for when crossing any bridge, regardless of its made.
Who can say what awaits us on the other side?
True enough.
can ill afford to throw overconfident. Our foe is not yet routed.
Polish up my gear tomorrow. Got to sell what I can while I'm in town.
How dare you?
This ox cart's bound. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
As a matter of fact, one master I served was quite the carefree soul, shunning armor in all its forms.
Fascinating.
It's this way.
It's been a hard day.
Still a lot going for the shit side.
Wearing armor all day.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Those new recruits swords.
It's this way.
Best oil my equipment. All of the chance.
Polishing my armor.
No hurry to leave.
Best oil my equipment. All of the chance.
Whose close courage can only take us so far? Take that from you.
Mustn't lose my head. What ought I to do?
My word!
Still too early to set out.
So stiff after
Not what I expected.
I see a ladder yonder, but we can't reach it from here. We'll have to get up there and drop it down.
Lost track of time. This place has been bubbling.
Bones! Walking bones! You have my protection.
It's this way.
I grant you roaring flame. That was superb, Arisen.
We're not to talk. I must burn.
Just waiting around, putting me to sleep.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
What's this all about? What's this all about?
I've stuck to the bastion long.
Surely I'm overdue a day off.
Got to keep moving.
What is the meaning of this?
Let me get that.
My word!
Wearing armor all day.
Not what I expected. Oh, got to keep moving.
Just waiting around. Nice sleep.
My word! Best oil my equipment. Follow the chance.
Mayhap I'll buy myself a new sword next day.
Best oil my equipment.
Wolves, Master!
One wrong move,
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm in no hurry to leave.
Wearing armor all day.
What's this all about?
Wearing armor all day.
what I expected. Our soldiers need better training.
I'll sleep like a log.
Lots to do.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
Couldn't have done better myself.
It's this way.
My word.
What should I get up to today?
Goodness me. What's this all about?
This place is too comfortable.
I'll take the night watch. Desperate. Not what I expected.
Look good? Can't let myself get distracted.
We'll pull through yet.
This will not go
This one's
unpunished.
shaking.
Stand
You're not
strong.
getting past me.
Come on then.
I'm going to win.
You're not getting past me.
Witness my
Where are you going?
Just what I was waiting
Well done, Master.
Apologies, but I can't offer you a ride, sir.
All's lost.
Battle is best avoided here. This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
Surely a rest can wait till after we've examined our surroundings. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
looks as big a place as any. I'm unsure how best to proceed.
My shift's done. I'm off to the tavern.
Arisen, I knew you loved this world too much to leave it behind.
I'd be glad to talk when I'm off duty, sir.
I trust all's well, sir. What do you think you're doing here?
Fancy a gander? I'm good for always a pleasure. Fancy a gander? I find goods for sale.
Wait for new equipment on sight. I'm nodding off where I stand.
Wishing my armor can wait till the morning.
I'm dead on my feet after. I'd be glad to talk when I'm off duty, sir.
Who are you supposed to be?
Arisen. I should have expected you may yet...
I'd hasten home. I will see to it that the law is upheld.
Here in Vermont,
Paul, are you looking to speak with Sovran? Good luck. He brooks no chatter with us during training, and makes for home the second our drills are done. I'm not quite sure where his house is, though I've gathered 'tisn't near here. Doubt.
I'm nodding off where I stand.
I'll not stick my head where it will get cut off.
Let's see.
Bed calls.
I've beds to spare if you're looking for lodgings, and if you... like to change your vocation, I'm always a pleasure.
What's going on?
My head will roll if aught goes awry.
Can't expect to fare so well
Fancy a gander? I find goods for sale.
First, assess the field. I'd be glad to talk when I'm off duty.
Goblin caster!
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. Perchance you'd like to see it. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Let us not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues. I'd wager our merry band can handle whatever comes.
Capable comrades are a boon indeed.
Indeed. You are correct.
More than my life's worth, this.
Time to get back to work.
I just great.
Whatever am I to do? Don't you e'er tire of running to and fro? Alas, would that you were our sovereign. There's more where that came from.
Aye, what can I do for you? Ah, a letter from Lady Margaret, you say? It is a fair way you've come, then. My thanks. She's a kindly sort, I must say. We met when I worked with her husband, Sir Gregor, on one occasion. Now she's taken to inquiring after my health at the turn of every season.
Shall we report our results?
That Lady Margaret's a kindly sort. We met when I worked with her husband, Sir Gregor, on one occasion. Now she's taken to inquiring after my health at the turn of every season.
Know you of the brine? Monsters.
Aught you need of me?
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
We must rest, though the sun is still up. Good morrow, everyone.
How glad I am to see you. What brings you here, my friend?
That Lady Margaret's a kindly sort.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Twould allow us.
This ox cart's bound. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
My knowledge from other worlds tells me that a forgotten riftstone lies near here. Shall I lead the way? Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor. We must not let down our vessel. Let my magic strike to an elemental boon. Arisen.
We can ill afford to grow overconfident. Our foe is not yet down.
I will protect you.
I felt certain I would find you here, Arisen. And it seems I was right.
Should you need to communicate in Elvish, pray call upon me.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Days like this make me glad to be alive.
What is it? Got a question about my training regime? Suppose that was an unlikely guess. None took to the training like you did. Hoping to enlist, then? No. A pity. I'd hoped to add you to our ranks. You'd seem like you'd be fit for battle, even if I were to call upon you on the morrow. Which is more than I can say for the rest. Apologies for assuming. We've had fewer folks looking to enlist of late, and I'm hungry for recruits. Many keep their distance on account of the instructor being a beastren. How very Vermundian of them. At the very least, I'd like to provide some decent training to the soldiers we have now. Easier said than done, especially when the weapons we were promised have yet to arrive. 'Tisn't like to boost their morale having rusted steel to train with. What I wouldn't give for some decent weapons and a soldier to act as an example. Someone with motivation to grow. That'd light a fire under them, I reckon. Mayhap you could aid us. I know 'tis much to ask of anyone, let alone a stranger, but what else am I to do? Much appreciated. We'd welcome what you can spare. Well met. Have you any weapons for me?
Now we can return to this location whenever we've a ferry stone to hand. I can't imagine we're in need of a campsite just now.
'Tis enough to make camp only when the need arises.
Well met.
Fulminous shield. I picked it up in Melve after the dragon attacked. Can't speak for its contents, but it certainly looks hope to see you again.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
An investment made for safer travels can hardly be called extravagant. This might be worth a read.
Let's have a look then.
Well met, sir. How much? Might I be of service?
Do come again.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Well met. Have you any weapons for me? Good of you to go to the trouble. Many thanks. We'll gladly make use of what you've given us.
Those weapons you gave us have made all the difference.
We meet again. Truth be told, I was hoping we might. Would you care to stay and talk a moment? I'm glad. Sit down. I'm rather fond of this place. I ne'er imagined a city could be like this. So full of excitement, so alive. And how could I have? In all my life, I've hardly left the palace. My mother is quite strict. You understand. Oft did I long for a taste of normal life. Even aught as simple as going shopping for myself. My mother has always procured the things I covet for me, so to pick out an item and obtain it with my own hands held a certain appeal. Which reminds me, I owe you a debt. I fear I cannot repay the full sum all at once. I have rather little in the way of spending money. Pray, take this for now. You'll have more when next we meet. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till...
To replenish my stock before long.
It's a thankless job, this.
Last push, and I'll be done for the day. Ah, you've returned. How did you fare on the journey to Melve? Splendid. You've been an immense help, I must say. The cart reached its destination safe and sound, and from the tell of it, you even rid the road of a few monsters. You've certainly earned a reward, my friend. Here you are.
Ox guards seem a convenient choice for longer journeys. I see no harm in making use of them as needed, Master.
Indeed, you are correct.
Lots to do. Lots to do.
Can't make a living if I get myself injured.
All this quiet makes me come o'er anxious.
Beg pardon, sir, but have you any information about what happened here? A couple were found dead, you see. Poor Albert was stabbed from behind, and Selena, by all appearances, ended her own life after killing him. I can't fathom it. I knew the both of them, and I cannot imagine Selena doing such a thing, let alone to her dear husband. One witness claims Selena was turned away from a noble's estate shortly before the incident. But how could that possibly have led to aught so gruesome as this?
Washes all my troubles clean away. Space rest.
I shall gladly aid.
Arisen. I should have expected you may yet linger here. I'm well glad to be traveling by your side again. I'll hold on to this. After all, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I've a modest talent for spotting materials that can be used to enhance your equipment. I can even mark them on your map. I hope my magic served you well.
We have found...
You best watch yourself.